Hey guys, this is Nick from ForexNoobs.com with some daily analysis. In this analysis, I'm going to be going through every pair I trade, and I'm going to be going through each time frame for that pair. The reason I do this is because I want to analyze price action thoroughly on each pair. To do that, I look at each time frame. You're going to notice that I have some pretty odd time frames up here. So I have like the 5 hour, 7 hour, 10 hour, 11, 9, I missed that one. So there are some pretty odd time frames up here. Now keep in mind, I do not trade all of these time frames. The only time frames I actually trade are the 3 hour, which is an odd time frame. I don't really trade the 3 hour that often, but I do trade it. 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour. 6 hour is an awesome time frame to trade. 8 hour, 12 hour, and the daily. So those are the time frames I trade. These other ones I have here, the 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, I only have those time frames there just because I like to get a different view of price action. The more time frames you have, the better view of price action you have. The better you understand what price is actually doing right now, which is very, very important in price action analysis. You need to know what price is doing right now. Not everybody, not all my students have this many time frames. Not all of them monitor this many time frames, and it's definitely not essential. It's just something I do because I feel it gives me a better understanding of what price is doing, and that can't hurt. So I'm going to be going through each and every pair. Let's get started. EURUSD is first. We're going to start with the 3 hour, 4 hour, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I don't see anything interesting, I just flick through them all. 11, 12, 11 didn't load properly, 12, and daily. Yeah, so there's nothing really interesting here. I mean, EURUSD is on resistance, so that is a good sign because it's forming right on top of this resistance area. So next candle might be an indecision candle, and then we might potentially get a trade. So the next candle, let's go down to the lowest time frame. Preceding trend isn't great on there, so let's go up to the 6 hour. Preceding trend's a little better. So this 6 hour candle is closing in 2 hours. Then the next candle would need to close for us to get indecision. So we're looking at 8 hours minimum away before we get an indecision candle. So I'm going to keep this pair at the top of my list. We might get indecision forming on resistance in about 8 hours. Maybe we won't, maybe we will. I'm just going to keep it at the top of my list, and I'm going to come back to it in about 8 hours and just see what happens. All right, let's go to GBP USD. Start with the 3 hour, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you'll see where price is sitting on GBP USD. It's sitting in between two support resistance areas. So it's very, very unlikely that we're going to have any potential trade setup here. But I'm going to go through each and every time frame anyway, because I just like to keep this process consistent. So a few times per day, let's say 3 to 5 times per day, I'll go through this process of going through my charts, each pair, each and every time frame. And I like to keep it consistent. I like to do this every single time for every pair, every time frame. It's all about keeping up that consistency. And a lot of the times you're going to look at price action on the 3 hour chart, for example, and you're going to say, well, there's absolutely no potential for a trade even on the higher time frames. But as you go up to the higher time frames, you notice that, hey, actually, there might be potential for a trade here. It's important to keep the process consistent. It's important to, when doing this, when doing your analysis, to do your analysis in full every time. Even if you know that it's unlikely you're going to see anything on a certain pair, you just do it. It's just about having a process that you do day in, day out. You follow that process consistently. So yeah, there's nothing really on GBP USD. But it doesn't matter. I still go through it anyway. AUD USD, let's see. Let's start with the 3 hour. Yeah, nothing really. 5 didn't load properly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, There was a potential trade here, but that indecision candle was not good. The lower wick was way too long. It wasn't really a good setup, and daily. So yeah, nothing there. A lot of the times when you go through this process, you might not find anything. You might not find any setups, but it doesn't matter. This is scanning for setups, not actually finding them every time. Yeah, nothing on USD card. Ah, well. Now, EURUJPY is an interesting one. A few people in the forum entered a trade. In my opinion, it was entered a bit preemptively. Let's look at the lower time frames first, and then we'll look at the trade that a few people entered. 9, 10. There's nothing on the lower time frames really, but I go through them anyway. All right, so a few people entered a trade here. Now, the trade hasn't gone bad or anything. It just feels like it may have been entered a bit preemptively. Basically, preceding trend here, indecision forming on a resistance area. Price started to reverse, closed below here, and also broke below here, obviously. Broke below the resistance area, broke below the low of the indecision candle, closed below the low of the indecision candle. So it did look like price was going to continue down, but this current candle is pushing back up. This current candle is not too worrying. It does suggest that buyers might be in control of price right now. They have broken the high of the previous candle, but it's barely a break. We're talking about 1 or 2 pips here, or maybe a little bit more because this is EURUJPY, so it's a faster moving pair. But we're talking about a very small amount of pips that the new high has been broken by, that the previous high has been broken by. Sorry. So right now it still looks like sellers might take control of this. We're not really getting any significant higher high, but we're also not getting a significant lower low. I didn't enter this trade. I was considering it, but it just didn't really look that great to me. So I skipped it. And also because bank holiday on Monday, I was worried that this indecision candle might be a product of the bank holiday and not an actual proper indecision candle. Now, that wasn't really a huge concern, but it was a bit of a concern. So I stayed out of this one. But it still is a pretty okay-ish, I guess, reversal setup. So if you're in it, I'd probably just hold this trade. There's no real reason to exit right now. It definitely isn't looking great, but there's no real reason to exit. There's no reason to jump the gun and exit. If you've entered this trade, just hold your stop loss and stick to your original analysis and see how it plays out. Okay, GBP/JPY, 3 hour, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 loads slow for some reason sometimes. 12, nothing. I haven't done the daily. And daily, nothing. Nothing, 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 and more nothing. All right, 3, 4. This is USDJPY, by the way. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Daily, nothing. USDCHF. Let's look what's here. Ooh, it's on top of a support area. So that's a good start. Let's go down to the 3 hour and see what it looks like. It's just reaching that support area. So this is another pair I'm probably going to push to the top of the list. That way I can monitor it over the coming hours and see what happens here. You know, see if we do get indecision on top of this support area. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we already saw the daily because it kind of started on there. What was I up to? I done USDJPY. I think I was up to New Zealand USD. Ooh, New Zealand USD. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and daily. Yeah, nothing going on here either. We'll take a quick look at GBP AUD. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There was already a trade here. It's already started pushing up, but obviously way too late to enter this one. So as of now, if you're in this trade, definitely hold it. This is a good trade. This is one of those really, really good trades that you definitely want to hold. There's pretty much no sign here at all that sellers are taking control of price. So yeah, just hold this one out. Hold this one until it hits your target. Maybe adjust your stop loss. You might want to pull it up, but that's totally up to your money management rules. Euro GBP, I don't really have support resistance. These other pairs down here are not pairs I trade often. They're just pairs I open because someone in the forum or someone on Skype asks me about a setup for these pairs. So I'll open them, but these aren't really pairs that I trade often. So I'll just remove them from the list. So that is my process. That is what I do several times per day to spot trades. This time, clearly, I have not spotted any potential setups except for price hitting areas of support or resistance where a setup may form in 8 hours, but that will still be a long while away. So I'm still going to post this video anyway to YouTube. I want to get into a process of posting my analysis every single day, or at least most days of the week. Now, the thing is about doing this analysis, most times there aren't going to be trades, because that's what analysis is. You're just doing analysis. You're looking for trades, but you're not always going to find those trades that you're looking for. So most times when I do this analysis, we're not going to find trades, but every now and then, you know, at least a few times per week, there will be some trades. I'm not going to be posting this analysis every single time I do it, because I do this, you know, anywhere between 3 to 5 times per day, but I'm not going to be recording it every single time. I'm only going to be recording this once per day around about this time, because I do the analysis around about this time regularly. So anyway, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.